Welcome back. In our Best of Sunday Spotlight, we're talking coyotes. You might see them wandering the state throughout the year. We have some video we can show you that was shared by Guilford police way back in February. A large coyote just moseying through a neighborhood in that town. We wanted to get some insight into the numbers of coyotes, their behavior. So we invited Chris Vann, a wildlife biologist for the state's Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. He joined us on the program back in February. I asked him if coyote numbers are increasing in Connecticut and if there are more contacts with people. Here's what he had to say.
The numbers of coyotes have probably, reached, population peak, probably 15, 20 years ago. So our population is probably around 5,000 to 10,000 coyotes statewide. Conflicts really escalated during the 90s and into the early, 2000s, the first decade. So yes, coyotes have made an impact. And people are having, constant interactions. So it is an issue, a big issue.
Well, we saw that video. We led with the video from Guilford, which I know you've seen. There's also a report out of Glastonbury where police recalled someone walking their dog. There's that Guilford video. Just kind of amazing to see this animal just trotting down the street. At least it is for me. Is it remarkable to you? And what do you want people out there to know about these animals?
For the last 20 plus years, we've been fielding coyote complaints, and, it started off with, close encounters and then dog attacks. So we certainly, learned quickly a crash course that coyotes were, a significant issue to especially pet owners. So, when we talk coyotes with most people, it's primarily pet safety and pet protection. I know everyone who is approached, usually dog walkers, are very concerned. If they have children, they're very concerned. So there's obviously a lot of factors, but it's primarily a pet issue. And that's the reason why coyotes generally show, territorial aggression, approaching dog walkers, sitting in yards, stalking dogs, attacking dogs. So it is unfortunately pretty common complaint, and we have dogs attacked and killed every year. We only hear a fraction of them, so it's not uncommon in Connecticut. Daytime behavior is certainly an issue. Coyotes have become habituated, become very comfortable losing some of that instinctual avoidance of humans can become an increased risk. So you definitely want to be cautious about a coyote that's active during the day.
Well, let me ask you this. You mentioned being territorial. I guess it's just, me not knowing. I always assumed that they were looking for a meal if they approached a pet, but is it more that they're looking to protect what they consider their home?
A lot of the dog conflicts are probably based on mated pairs that are trying to establish their dominance in an area and showing that dominance to the local dog population. So when you get bigger dogs attacked, it's certainly territorial aggression. Coyotes will attack other coyotes and kill foxes. They may kill a small dog, not necessarily because they want to eat it. They want to eliminate it as a competitor. So yes, they will eat dogs. Obviously, they will eat cats. But some of this aggression, I would say, a significant amount of it, maybe 50%, is territorial behavior. Pairs that are patrolling, they're keeping their eyes out for competition.
I know one of the things you say, there's a great website the DEP has talking about what people need to know about living with coyotes. One of the things is just don't let those pets out unsupervised. If they're out of your sight, if you're not out there with them, that certainly could increase the chances if you're in a rural area, right?
People make mistakes, and I know they get complacent. They don't realize that, a coyote may have established a pattern, and they've always let their dog out at 10, 11 o'clock at night to do his duty, and they wish they had known. They would have hopefully never done it, but so it's a constant problem. People, letting their guards down, letting their dogs out, especially if they live along high coyote use areas, along power lines, along railroad tracks, along golf courses, along beach communities. These are travel ways where coyotes are constantly cruising, and people living in those areas suffer at higher levels. We don't see that kind of risk in more urban areas, but it can even happen there too.
What about time of year? Obviously, the behavior changes whether they're mating or nesting or denning, right? What about time of year?
Well, I've always said that there really is no time of the year where it's really significantly different. But you'll see slight increases in territorial aggression. Now during that late winter, spring, leading up to denning and whelping and raising a family. So we certainly get dog attacks this time of year. Dog attacks happen all times of the year, but it may slightly bump up this time of year. During the late spring and summer, we'll see continuing attacks where coyotes are patrolling and feeding their pups. Obviously they're looking to take down any opportunistic prey. So we certainly lose dogs all summer.
All right. Well, Chris, we appreciate you being with us. The website is great. I encourage people to check it out. Chris Van, a wildlife biologist with the state of Connecticut. Thanks for being with us here on CT22. And that is our best of CT22 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning is next. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll meet you back here in Studio A next Sunday morning.